think the variety, sometimes I do get labeled as a marimba player because I perform marimba a lot and I do a lot of solos. I love the marimba, but I think if it was just that, I would be always craving more. I like how one day I could be practicing that and the next day vibraphone or multi-percussion or, you know, anything really. I think different, yeah. I think when I'm a soloist, I feel very free to express myself and to move how I want as I play. And sometimes when I'm in a large ensemble, like an orchestra, I feel a little more constricted, and you know, I want to play perfectly, and I want to you know, kind of present myself similar, uniform to the rest of the ensemble. The first person that comes to mind is Russell Hartenberger. He's been a mentor since I moved to Canada about 10 years ago. And he's just always been there as a great teacher and someone to go to for advice about music, about jobs, about everything. So he's an inspiration. And I guess all my teachers, I mean, Beverly Johnston, John Rudolph, Dan Moore from the University of Iowa. My first teacher, Tom Mackey, they've all been amazing teachers and inspirations throughout my life as a percussionist. Yeah, I do. I kind of consider myself more of a singer-songwriter, but I've developed some of those songs into compositions. So I come from, I guess, piano and guitar composing, and then I adapt those to percussion instruments. So a couple of my songs that I have on my CD were developed from piano or from just humming a melody or even from guitar. And then later on I've actually been going back to some of my old songs that I used to sing and play on guitar and then kind of moving those to vibraphone, marimba, adding percussion as well. And it's a fun way to go. I'm a planner. Yeah. I have always lived by my agenda and my schedule books, and I'm constantly checking my schedule and knowing what's next, what's the next gig or the next project, or arranging my student schedules. So I'm very schedule oriented, and definitely a planner. I like to improvise sometimes, but not my life really. I like to know what's coming next. I don't always know, but I like to think I can try. I had a chance to learn some Chinese percussion from a guy named Zhao Shanlin, who's teaching in Beijing. And he came from Beijing to study at the University of Iowa and teach us some of his music. And then my professor there bought all the different types of Chinese drums, so they had a whole array of of instruments there, and so we did a lot of different Chinese pieces. And then he ended up inviting our ensemble to China to perform some of the Western music and then also some Chinese pieces as well. And on that trip, I actually bought a bangu, which it's a very loud instrument. I don't always enjoy just playing it on my own, but it's an interesting instrument that I enjoy kind of sharing with other people. It has a very high-pitched, almost woodblock sound. It's for Chinese opera, and you can play it with a ban as well, so like a little clapper in your left hand. My grandfather on my dad's side, he was a band director in our community, and he kind of started everything on that side of the family. So he taught band for many years, and then he's still playing as a 95-year-old in the New Horizons band. The Colton side is very musical. My dad became a band director. His sisters also became music teachers. And then on my mom's side, her parents were both musical, and her father was a pianist, and also her mother was a singer and pianist. And then all the relatives on that side are musical as well, band directors and musicians. And then my siblings and I all went into music too. Steel pan has always been something that I've somehow keep coming across. I started learning it in high school, and then I also went to a camp called Birch Creek in Door County, Wisconsin, and they had Liam Teague there from Trinidad. It was amazing. So I got to work with him. Went back there a few other times as well, and then just always played in steel bands. And then when I came to U of T in Toronto, just got involved in the steel pan community too. I do think they're different. I think we're always buddies, we get along really well, partially because of the schlepping and everything we do together and arriving early, leaving late. But it's just, especially in Toronto, it's been a really just nice community of people that everybody gets along. There's not a lot of competition, people fighting for things. It's just a nice community of people, and I really like that. I always enjoyed being in school. I guess after my bachelor's, I came into the master's program, went straight through to the doctorate. I knew I wanted to eventually teach at a university, so I thought I want to get my doctorate now, and I want to keep playing all these pieces that I'm working on, studying with these people, making connections through the university, and then I picked a paper topic that was really interesting to me. About movement and gesture in marimba performance. So a lot of the doctorate was about that, and doing the research, all the reading, all the interviews, creating a study, and then making a 384-page document to present. Probably my husband, Alejandro. He's a percussionist, musician, and just someone I've known a long time that he kind of gets me, and you know, a lot of people say, don't marry a musician, don't marry, you know, someone that does the same thing. But for us, it's really worked out, and it's been nice to be able to talk about all the little details that percussion involves and actually play together as well. So.